All right, so this video is about solving equations with variables on both sides. And what I'm doing here is kind of just going through some of the examples that are directly from the question list that you were given. So when you're trying to solve variables on both sides, the biggest thing is you do need to work this out by hand. So if you're just trying to guess it, you're gonna mess up. So what I want to bring your attention to is this little squiggly line down at the bottom of your page. What this does, it allows you to actually work stuff out right on your computer screen if you want. Now, that being said, it's probably still easier to do it out on paper, but this is how I'm going to show you on the computer screen. So I'm going to click that button and it gives me all these options, including the ability to change colors. So what I want to do first is rewrite my equation. Now it's going to look all janky because I'm using my finger on a touch screen, but you'll still be able to understand. So I see I have 4b plus 5 equals 1 plus 5b, and my job is to figure out what value for b makes this equation balanced, meaning I know that the equal sign, the equal symbol tells me that whatever is on the left is the same as whatever is on the right. It's not going to look the same, obviously. That's what the point is of solving the equation, but its value is the same. So some value of b, whatever number that is, it's going to make them both the same on both sides. Now we could guess and check. We've talked about that before, but guessing and checking is an inefficient method because I have to guess various numbers. So like if I tried 0 for b, I'd have 4 times 0 plus 5. Well, 4 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. And then, so I have 5 on the left side equals 1 plus 5b. Well, 5 times 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. So 5 does not equal 1. So I'd have to go back to the drawing board and continuing to figure stuff out. So let's actually work this out. So I have 4b plus 5 equals 1 plus 5b. And I know that the best thing to do is to make sure these guys get separate, so I change to a different color. And now I can think about what I want to do. Well, first off, I have variables on both sides. The first thing I want to do is to get all the variables to one side. Remember that the pattern is not left to right or right to left. It has nothing to do with direction. It has everything to do with getting a single variable first. So I have 4b on one side, I have 5b on the other side, but what I can do is move. Now, I'm going to move the smaller value, remembering that sign matters here. 4b is positive, 5b is positive, 4b is less than 5b. I'm going to move 4b to the other side, first of all. Now, I have to remember what it is that I'm doing when I'm moving. I have to keep this equation balanced, meaning I either have to add to both sides, subtract from both sides, multiply both sides, or divide both sides. The key here is I want this to go away. 4b is positive. The only thing that will make it disappear, that will make it 0, is if I subtract. That's what makes me decide if I'm subtracting. So I'm going to subtract the 4b from both sides. I can cancel out the 4b on the left, and then I can remember, okay, well, 5b minus 4b is 1b, so I'll do 1b. Everything else comes down. 1 comes down. 5 comes down. I have to make sure that plus comes down too because 5b minus 4b is positive 1b. Now, again, thinking back to order of operations, which as a reminder is parentheses, exponent, multiplication with division, addition with subtraction, and when we're doing algebra, we go in reverse. I want to get rid of any additions or subtractions first. Now, this is where it can be confusing because a lot of times we think, okay, it's plus, so I have to move that 1b. No. You have to remember that the 1 is also adding to the 1b, so I can move that 1. Oh, I forgot my equal sign. I'm going to put that back in. So I'm going to move the 1 to the other side because that's what can move. And that's going to help me get everything closer to solving for b. So I'm going to subtract the 1 from both sides because the 1 was positive. That's, again, the only thing that will make it be 0. So 1 minus 1 is going to be 0. They cancel out. And now I can think, okay, 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 equals 1b. And remembering that 1b is the same as b, I know now that b equals 1 because the 1 was not necessary. Oh, sorry, not b equals 1. B equals 4 because the 1 here is not really necessary. That's the invisible coefficient. We don't need it. So this is how we solve for a variable when we've got variables on both sides. Let's make sure that we are following our order of operations and keeping everything organized. So again, showing your work is going to be major for that. So you do that, you should be okay.